Hey y'all, it's me, Alex from The Longest Cosplays. I am in my car right now because I'm about to go to my local comic book store to get my books for this week and to get some bags and boards because I ran out. If you saw my video about Charlotte Comic Con, I I ran out of bags and boards just getting all those books, logged or whatever. So I'm going back today to my LCS to get some bags and boards and my polls for this week, and I figured I may as well talk about what I'm reading this in recent history, because I always talk about the old books. I've actually very rarely talked about like the new books that I get. I show them off or whatever, but apart from like one occasion, I've not really spoken too much about the new books I've been getting, so I figured this is a perfect excuse to not like bag and board my recent issues, but to also just talk about them. And I'll like show you guys like the process of like what I do, because it's like a topic of interest for a lot of people. It's like, what do you do? Since I'm a kid, and like, how do you log your books or whatever? How do you keep track of everything? I'll show you guys what I do. So I will probably catch you guys when I pull into my LCS. And yeah, alrighty, I have made it to my local comic book shop. Sorry, I'm like very tired right now. I kind of like woke up and like kind of rushed myself because the traffic in this city sucks. Like, if I were to leave any later than I did, like, I would be stuck for a minute. Yeah, so I'm at my local comic book store. I'm probably not going to record too much on the inside because I don't know their recording policy and I want to be polite. But I'll get some, like, footage of the outside of the building or whatever and some of the inside stuff. So, I will catch you, pretty much, I'll catch you when I get home. And I will talk about everything that I do. So yeah, I'll see you back home. I will be there. I will be at that show at HeroesCon this June 12th through the 14th. If you see me, please say hi. I will usually be dressed up as Spider-Man, because that's what I do. But we've got the bags and the boards and the books. It was actually a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. But we did it, so I will catch you guys back home. Alrighty, I am back home. I got quite a bit. I have like my main books for the week, right? I have my main 6 books, and then I have a huge stack of issues that I have yet to log. Those are from the previous 2 weeks, and I will show those off more in depth. But I wanted to talk about how much like goes into like what I do, I guess. So I'll just showcase it off. So I get my stuff from Heroes Aren't Hard to Find, which is my local comic book store. They run the Heroes convention every year, and they run the Heroes mini convention every year. Great store. Love their stuff. It's where I get my bags and boards or whatever, and all my new books. Sometimes my old books too. But what goes into logging? So I use, and excuse me for like the jankiness here. I use the League of Comic Geeks site. I also have the app on my phone. And what I like to do is whenever I get my new books, I have it on a digital pull list here to keep track of like what I'm supposed to be getting every month or every week. And I will usually, I'll open up whatever issue I'm looking at. So in this case, the Justice League Intergalactic Special #1 with Star Sci-Fi on the cover. I will say that I have it, and then I'll come down here and again, excuse the jankiness. what I will do is I will write the title, the publisher, where I got it, price, the day that I got it, issue number, date, and any key significance. You know, it's a lot, but I'm gonna skip to that because I don't want to like sit here just writing on camera, so I will cut back to you know, everything that I will do. Alright, so we got that done. So, like I said, title, issue number, date, any key significance. So this apparently has the first appearance of a character called the Witch Queen, so that's cool. I just got home, I literally haven't read any of this. Publisher, so DC. Where I got it, Heroes Aren't Hard to Find, my LCS. How much I got it for, $5.99, and then today's date is 4/29/26. I have a note from my last 2 weeks, right here. So Heroes pickups 4/22/26. Log when I get bags and boards. So I just wanted to show you like what I do just for this specific issue. I am not recording all that because that's gonna be a pain in the ass. So I will cut back to my computer camera and I will show you everything that I got. Alrighty, now we are at the desk. Everything has been logged, everything has been recorded. You may notice there are more like books on my digital pull list than there are on my physical pull list. That is for two reasons. One, I don't have all the money in the world, so I read some of those digitally. And secondly, some of them I'm just like not interested in buying them, so I will read them online, and if I like it, then I'll go out and buy it. But mostly because I just don't have all the money in the world, and there are some titles that I just care more about than others. So a lot of the Ultimate titles that Marvel have just put out, I've only been getting Spider-Man and Wolverine. Black Panther is really good. I highly recommend reading that. Ultimate X-Men has been pretty fun. So there's stuff like that. And like I have like the current Flash run, that's been really good so far. I loved it like when it started out, but like this new run that Gavin Guidry is on is like really good. I think it's Ryan North as well doing the writing. It's pretty great so far. So like there's stuff like that. Like you're not gonna see everything that like you're not gonna see everything I read, but this is like what I go out, buy, and then read. I'm gonna start out with like the stuff I got like today, just because it's gonna be like way easier to get, I'm gonna breeze through it here. So we got Justice League Intergalactic Special number 1. Like I said in the recording segment, first appearance of a character called the Witch Queen. Again, I haven't read this stuff yet. Everything in this small stack right here, I have not read. I won't be talking about it. I don't usually do, like, reviews on newer books. If I like it, then I like it. I really only got it because, my girl, Star Sapphire, is on the cover. Yeah, that's the only reason I got that. Right here, Zatanna, this would be Volume 4, issue number 1. There's a couple minor, like, I'm assuming, like, very insignificant characters, but they are, like, there are first appearances here of, like, I guess 2 civilians or something. Jamal Campbell, I think, is doing this one. And I love Jamal's work. He did a lot of stuff on the current Superman run, like, when it started out, and it was, molto bene. Also well known for Green Lantern Far Sector, which was really good. If you haven't read Far Sector, it is amazing, and I highly suggest you read that. Punisher, volume 16. That is what League of Comic Geeks says this is at, is 16, which is weird to think about. I fairly enjoyed the first 2 issues. So I'm looking forward to reading this one right here. I did not read the Red Band miniseries they did. I know that like ties into what's been going on there. I did not read it, and I've had no trouble understanding what's going on, so I guess that's really good. Wonder Man, Volume 4, issue number 2. Simon Williams is back. And that first issue, they kind of like talked about everything that Simon has done
in like his early years or whatever. And I know this book only exists because of the MCU show, which was really good, and I suggest you watch it. Um, but that first, it was pretty okay. Um, I don't have high expectations for this one. I've been kind of surprising myself with this one, so I can't wait to see what that's gonna be like. Skinbreaker, issue number 8. This is the last one that they're doing. It sucks. I know. I don't want this to end either, but this has been like one of the best like indie miniseries I've ever read. I don't want to say of all time because I just don't have that like indie knowledge like a lot of people do. But this is like one of my favorite indie miniseries I've like ever read. And if you haven't picked it up, if you can find all 8 singles, go ahead and do so. But I'd say stick to it and get like a trade or something, because this is really fun. Robert Kirkman and David Finch, really fast reads. This series has been really fast reads, so I think you'll enjoy it a lot, especially if you have a low attention span, I guess. And then Thundarr the Barbarian, issue number 3. Thundarr was completely new to me before I learned about this series, this run. What I like to do is I like to like get my pulls like months in advance, so like I make sure they actually go through. And I found Thundarr, and I was like, who the hell is Thundarr the Barbarian? Because, you know, I didn't grow up in the 80s, you know, I was born a bit too late. And then shortly after I read the first issue, I started like watching, you know, the cartoon for a little bit. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think I prefer He-Man a little bit, because probably just because I'm biased and I've watched He-Man longer and I know more. But Thundarr the Barbarian's pretty good. You can find, I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi. If you want to go back and rewatch it. On your computer or something. I think it's on Tubi. Now for everything that I got last week, which is 2 weeks worth of reading. It was not fun knocking all this stuff. This is a very, like, time-consuming process, so I like to get it out of the way so that, you know. And I think I'm gonna go backwards, actually, because normally I start out with, like, the top to bottom. I think I'm gonna go bottom to top here, like I usually do for the con videos. So I will set these over here, and excuse my messy desk. I frankly, gotta keep myself humble. This right here, Tigress Island number 2. This came out like last week. I don't write the exact dates on these, and I probably should start doing that. But Tigress Island number 2. This book is not for everyone. I really enjoyed this stuff. I will be talking about, by the way. I really enjoyed this series so far. It is not for everyone. It is, like, unfortunately, very relevant right now. Or in the sense that, like, there are coincidentally a lot of, like, real-world, like, events that, like, occur in this book. Like, mainly the fact that, like, a bunch of these women are, like, captured, and they are, like, being held on, like, a private island. If you've been keeping up with, you know, the news lately, I don't think I need to explain how that's relevant to today's times, unfortunately. But it's really good. If you want to give it a shot, I recommend it, but, like, understand that, like, this book, you probably might not like it. And a lot of the women in here, in fact, every single woman in this book is drawn very hot. Every woman in this book is hot. So if you're not a fan of that, then I probably wouldn't read this. This is Super Creepshow issue 2. I like the first issue. Bunch of like short stories, you know, short little spooky stories. If you're like I know Creepshow like has existed for a long time. I'm more familiar with like Tales of the Crypt. I'm more familiar with that than I am with Creepshow. So this has been really fun for me, and it like takes me back to like when I was a kid and I watched a bit of the Tales of the Crypt stuff. So this has been really fun. They do they've been doing like superhero homages. The first issue they did was a Amazing Fantasy 15 homage. I'm pretty sure this is a Batman homage. I don't know what number it is because I'm not a Batman guy. Feel free to tell me what cover this is supposed to be referencing. But this has been pretty fun. Pretty fun. Image Skybound right there. Pretty fun. This is Smile for the Camera issue 2. I've been really enjoying this one actually. New story, completely unrelated to the movies. And I've only seen the first Smile movie. I did not care for it. In fact, I actually found it more funny than I did scary. I keep hearing like unanimous praise for the second one. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. But I decided I'm gonna give this one a chance because I don't want to completely hate this franchise because the idea itself is really cool. And sure enough, like this has been really good. The first issue, you know, again, female protagonists this time around. A lot of great kills in this one. I don't know if like the Dead Meat channel like does kill counts for comic books. I'm pretty sure they've done it before, but I would love to see them do this whenever this series like wraps up, because I don't know how long it's supposed to be going for. But yeah, it's like the same premise as the movie, but like completely different story, completely different characters. You get these models that like get dragged into all this nonsense, and there's like sleazy business guys or whatever. This one has been really fun to read. Highly suggest that. Savage Dragon. This is not on my pull list. I just got it because I felt like it. I own another very recent Savage Dragon book in my collection. I don't, because like back in February, back in March, I read like 160 something issues of Savage Dragon. I really liked it, so I figured I may as well pick some of the new ones up in case I decide to catch up. So I haven't read this. It's just because I like Savage Dragon. I know Malcolm, I think, is the current like Savage Dragon. From what I gather, because I know Kerr isn't like around, I guess. This is Narco issue 2. This has been, again, really like I've been surprising myself with like all these like indie titles. Essentially, boy has girl over, girl dies, and police think, oh, the guy must have done this, right? But no, this guy did not do it. And you know, they take drugs or whatever, they do drugs. So, like, obviously one would come to the conclusion that this guy, you know, killed this girl. But you know, he's all like, it's all my fault, I should have done something. And like the one guy, like the detective is like, I kind of believe this kid. Like, he seems too distraught, you know, like, and not in like the suspicious way. Like, he seems genuinely too distraught to have even like thought of anything like this. So, detective takes this kid around, and it leaves off, you know, with the other guys being like, what? Why would you? This guy's like the prime suspect. Why would you do this? And there's a real killer out there somewhere. So I can't wait to see what happens with this one. Again, don't know how long it's going for. Hello Body Horror. Probably the first one I was like truly disappointed in. Just cause the stories were fine. It didn't like hit on the same level that I was expecting. Because I'm a big horror movie fan, a big horror fan. And I've seen quite a lot in my time. And just this didn't really do anything for me. It was, I guess, the equivalent of like popcorn entertainment. Like, I didn't really feel much, you know, it was just entertaining. Which I guess is like the bare minimum of what a piece of media should be, is entertaining. Some way or another. But, I don't think they're doing any more of these ones. But if they are, I'm not getting any other ones, because I was just that disappointed. And then I think, yeah, last of the indie titles, Fireborn. New Image #1, giant size. This one was really good. There's just so much. The art in here is amazing. There's too many names. I don't know who the artist is off the top of my head. But oh, I didn't even read From the World of Lost Fantasy. I didn't even know this was like a spin-off thing. I just thought it was a really cool like an origin story issue. And this guy, Fireborn, he looks fucking awesome. So I can't wait to see what goes on with that. Here we go. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, issue 3. I've been really enjoying this newest Deadpool run. I've actually been reading quite a bit of Deadpool stuff lately, so to have gone from all like the older stuff to to today, like what's been going on recently, it's really fun. If you like, your basic down to basics who Deadpool is and what he does, this is really good, and I think you'll enjoy it. Ultimate Wolverine, issue 16. This is the last one in the series. Everything after issue 6 sucks, and I don't recommend it. But this one was actually a pretty okay ending. First Dark Child, in this book, for this universe. But I'm sorry, I don't... The first 6 issues were really good, but it just, like, quickly, like, started declining after that. Like, I couldn't even tell you what happened, because I just don't care. But this one, pretty okay ending. You don't have to read it. You can just stop after issue 6, and you'll be happy. Or happier that way. Century Volume 5, sorry, issue number 2. This has been really good. Same writer as the original, Paul Jenkins. And if you've seen the Thunderbolts movie and you really like the way the Century was portrayed in that, read this. Because it is like the exact same. Or it's like the exact same vibes, Like, this guy's depressed because his dog has cancer. And, the Avengers and the Fantastic Four are like, hey, like, please help us out here. And he's like, my dog has cancer. I don't feel like it. In like that, that melodramatic, Century manner. And they're all like, oh, holy shit. And like Reed Richards, like tries to like cheer him up or something, tries to like, get him as like, or comfort him, I guess is a better way to put it. And he's like, I'm not like great at this sort of thing. This is a very human book. A very human book, and I highly, and I mean highly, like suggest you read this if you love the Century. We're gonna double whammy here. The Spider-Man Superman #1 from that Marvel did. And I got the Greg Capullo. This is the Greg Capullo cover, and then I got the Eric Larson cover that features Cyborg Superman and the Cyborg Spider-Man, which is really cool. If you can tell, I'm a big Eric Larson fan. I like the Greg Capullo cover just a tad bit more. But there are a few stories in here that I really like. I like the Spider-Man Noir, like, Golden Age Superman story that they did. That one was really good. That has an Amazing Fantasy 15 homage where with Superman, which is crazy to think about. And there's I think, like, the first story in here, or the one that Gary Frank drew. I really like that one. But overall, I think this one was a little bit weaker than the Superman Spider-Man one they did, or that DC did. That one had just a lot more entertaining stories and enjoyable stories, but this one was still good. I would still suggest you read this, but, probably stick to just one cover. I only get the variants for this stuff because these are artists that I really, really like. Especially Greg Capullo and, Eric Larson. I think those are, I hardly ever get variants. Hardly ever get variants. The only other time I did it intentionally for newer books is with the, like I said, Superman, Spider-Man. I got the Eric Larson and the Jim Lee covers, and then the Marvel Team Up 14 facsimile they did with Invincible and Spider-Man. I got the Eric Larson and the Tom McFarlane covers. Only other times I ever really did that. Mark Spector, Moon Knight Volume 2. Issue number 3. I know, Volume 2 is crazy to think about, but this is the second time they've used this title. They've been diving back into Moon Knight's, like, DID with this one. And my god, this is really good. I mean, obviously, it's Jed MacKay Moon Knight. It's going to be good. I don't think he's ever had, like, a single major miss with Moon Knight, at least of any of the stuff that I've read within the last however long he's been writing this book. Like, what, 3 years now? Close to? Or something like that? Probably 5 years, maybe. I don't know, actually. But either way, and there's some stuff that I haven't read. I haven't finished, like, his first mainline Moon Knight run. I haven't finished a lot of the mini-series that he did. But this one has been really, really good. I'd say this is worth checking out if you're a big Moon Knight fan. Here we go. Back to the DC stuff here. Superman Unlimited, issue 12. Yep, issue 12. Young John Kent is back, which is crazy to think about, and he's visited by Tomorrow Man, the older John Kent. And I love the fact that Tomorrow Man has, like, I'm gonna show the corner box here, best I can. He has, like, a Nightwing style emblem, which I think is funny, because he's not, like, related to Nightwing, like, in the slightest. So I don't know why he has a thing like that, but Tomorrow Man visits young John Kent and is like, guys, this kid's good, trust. So I really like that. I like that stuff. Reign of the Superboys storyline is still going on with that. And then, speaking of, we have Superman Volume 7, Issue 37. Superboy Prime is still the current Superman on this world. And he confides in Damian Wayne, of all people, to be like, how did people used to hate you? Like, or I think it's Damian Wayne or Tim Drake. I will correct myself over here somewhere. But he's like, people like used to hate you. How did you get over that? And he's like, I don't really care what people think, you know, I'm just trying to do what I do here, man. Like, you can fuck off. And Superboy Prime's like, alright. And in this issue, he declares he wants to be called CK for, like, Clark Kent. Because if you know Superboy Prime, you know he's, you know, from this world, like, our world. So he, like, knows, like, everything that's going on. Like, everywhere. Like, he's cool. He reads comic books and shit. And he gets a job at a comic book shop, too, which I think is hilarious. But this is a really, really solid issue. I've, again, really been enjoying the current Superman run. It's been really fun. Lobo, Volume 4, Number 2. If you like classic 90s just nonsense, you will like this book. I have not read too much Lobo. In fact, I think this is the only, like, these are the real only, like, solo Lobo issues I've ever really read. Just these first two. I read books where he's appeared. Mainly, like, there was a Guy Gardner story, backup story in the main Green Lantern run, where he, interacted with Lobo for a little bit. And I know he appears in, like, a lot of the Superman stuff. But, like, this run has been, like, my first real, like, Lobo run. And I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it. So, I could just be a pig-eating sloth to die-hard Lobo fans. I don't know if you guys like this book, but I like it, so I guess that's all that really matters. I don't really care. Green Lantern, Volume 7, Number 34. Kyle Rayner, back again as the main Green Lantern, first time in like 30 years, which is amazing to me, because I'm a huge Kyle Rayner fan. Own a lot of those 90s issues. And I'm finally warming up to this costume. Those who know me know that I hate this new costume, or at least I hated this new costume that he's wearing. I don't know what the point was in changing it, because it's supposed to be like, at least the way that I look at it, it looks like a sleeker version of his classic costume, but I don't know. I'm warming up to it though now that I've seen it in action. It's really, the mask really pisses me off because they sometimes draw him like with his eyes showing, and sometimes they draw with the white eyes. I prefer it when he has the white eyes. Like, I don't like it when you can see the eyes behind a Green Lantern mask. Unless Simon Baz is like the only one that can get away with that. So, I don't know. But, good story, good story. I suggest that. Here we go. Batwoman, number 2. This is the last of like the new stuff, I guess. I have one more, but it came out like a week or 2 before this. But Batwoman number 2, Volume 2, number 2. I've only read one other Batwoman story featuring this Batwoman. Batwoman Elegy, or Elegy, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Elegy. That was really good. So, up until like this number 1 came out, I didn't know anything about... Like, that was like my only Batwoman exposure for this one. But I really enjoy it. I actually really enjoy it. The art hard carries, to be honest. The first issue kind of like confused me a little bit. I got the gist of what was going on, but this one a lot more clear to understand. And I really enjoy this one. So, you know, I don't know if I'd like highly recommend it, but I you know, take a gander if you want to. And then this one I saw purely, you got a glimpse of it earlier. Action Comics 454. This is the 2026 facsimile. I mean, I don't know what possessed DC to do a facsimile of this book. I read the story. The story is hilarious, as you would expect. But I don't know why they decided to reprint this one, because all the other like Silver Age and Bronze Age like Superman books they've been reprinting are like, and even Batman books too, have been like minor to major keys. Like a lot of the first Supergirl and I think first Crypto were reprinted recently. So I don't know. There's nothing to this one. Like, I don't know why they decided to reprint this. I think it's just because of how funny it is. And you know what? Regardless of the reason they did this, fuck yes, because this was entertaining. This was entertaining. I don't know if I'll seek out a original first printing, but if I find one for a decent price, then maybe. Because you also get a story with the Atom. That was also pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I got. This is everything that I'm reading throughout the months. You know, this is what I keep up with. If you've seen my like my YouTube short videos on just like my weekly to bi-weekly pickups, like you already have like an idea of what I read and what I keep up with. But I figured, because I ran out of bags of boards, that, you know, it was a great excuse to make a video showcasing what I do, where I go, and you know what I read, and actually talk about it instead of just, ooh, look at this book that I got, you know. Instead of just doing that, you know, I could actually talk about it because it's good. I like doing that. But thank you for watching this. I know this was like a bit of a more strange, maybe not strange, I guess more down to earth, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'm putting labels on things that don't need labels. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like and subscribe. And yeah, I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye now.